Hey, so I decided to do an update video on my plants and what I've done so far since I recorded that last video. So yeah, so first of all, the strawberries and raspberries didn't make it. Sad, but I honestly kind of knew. I honestly kind of knew that they wouldn't, just because a lot of them had mold on them, and I just cut off parts of it that didn't have mold. And I should know better. I know that that once there's mold on vegetables, the mycelium has most likely inoculated the entire thing. But I was just hopeful. But yeah, so the green onions, are growing they grew super super fast, and my kitty Echo or Quasi has been eating them. And then yeah, the celery is doing good. It grows pretty slow, but the leaves are super cool. And the cabbage, the purple cabbage that I did at first, I thought maybe I cut it too low, but I think that they're super super slow growing. But look, it has roots growing out of it, so something's happening. Yeah, nothing is going on. The avocado seeds haven't changed. And my little brother planted some of the onions in some of my potters, and they're doing really well. They're growing quickly. And then that thing hasn't done anything, and I don't even know. This is some sort of lettuce, but there's like a couple little things growing on it. So I'm just gonna keep on watering it and see if anything else grows from it. Quasi, your butthead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Honey, your cat.
Yeah, so look at the fennel. It's growing so well, and it feels super cool. And once again, the green onions grew super fast and super well. And look at the lettuce. It's doing so good. It's so pretty. And my herbs died. Oops. The kitty's chewing on it. But yeah. Sad day. And then I tried doing sage too, and that's not looking too hot either. Hopefully I put some honey in there to try to help it grow. And then all of my sweet potatoes. Which I did buy a few from the store just because I want a ton of Japanese sweet potatoes because they're bomb. And then yeah, and then also my I planted a bunch of bell peppers and a bunch of tomatoes, and I thought that all of my tomatoes had molded over at first, and I actually thought that my bell peppers had molded over too, because there is mold growing on the surface of most of the tomatoes. Really? And yeah, and then I looked on the side of the bell peppers, and there was little roots growing out, and there was fuzz on them, and I was like, damn it, I lost all of them. And then I remembered because I've been growing sprouts, and one day my sprouts, all the roots had fuzz on them, and I almost dumped them out too, and I thought that like they were molding, but I looked it up just to like double check, and I can't remember what it's called right now. I did for a minute, but when they're thirsty, they actually like shoot out these little teeny, like microscopic little roots that are searching for water. And there's so many of them that we can actually see them, and they look like fuzzy. So I'm really happy that that happened with my sprouts I was growing, because I had just like forgotten to water them the day before, so they were just like thirsty, and they ended up growing really well. But yeah, so I remembered that, and I was like, damn, I almost just like dumped all that out. But they're all doing so good. Oh yeah, and then one of the tomato. Oh yeah, okay. So finish my story. So one of the tomatoes, one of the tomato planter things that I did, I didn't see any mold on it, so I kept it to the side just in case. And it's actually has little sprouts. So I'm super stoked about that. But the reason why I think that the tomatoes molded and the bell peppers didn't is because I did get them out of the dumpster, and there were some moldy foods like around in the dumpster, and I think some of the spores got on the tomatoes because I just like cut them into like slivers and put them right in the dirt. And I should have like washed the tomatoes off really well, because I think that, or just like cut off the edges and only put the seeds in, because I think that there are mold spores on the outside of the tomatoes. And the bell peppers, I took the seeds out of the inside, so the skin was actually protecting the seeds from mold spores. But yeah, I mean, I could have overwatered them, but I think it seems more likely the mold spore thing. But yeah, so those are the baby tomatoes, and let's see if I can find one with good. These are all bell peppers, and yeah, you can see they're growing little. See, those ones are a little thirsty. They're growing roots. Every single one of them is growing roots, except for this one, and I can't remember off the top of my head which one it was. I think that all the small ones were yellow bell peppers, and then one of the big ones is red and one is green. And yeah, I think it might have been the green one, but I don't remember. I'll have to look at I took a picture of it. I'll have to look at that. But yeah, and then I I got some more strawberries out of the dumpster, and these ones had no mold in them at all. So I decided to try it again. And I really hope they work, because my mom really wants strawberries, and that would make me really happy to do that for her. And then I bought garlic. I bought garlic, and because I really want to grow garlic, and they have only been in the water for 3 days, and look at how good they're doing so far. They all have like a ton of roots, and these two are sprouting already. And every single garlic clove grows an entire bulb of garlic, which is super dope. And yeah, and then I guess all it is onions. I cut the onions off at the bottom, and they're all growing really well. It's so cool watching like the onion like decompose around like this new growth that's coming out of it. Super neat. But yeah, that's all. Oh no, actually I forgot that I have these. One row is kale, or one section's kale and the other is jalapenos. And yeah, I made little planters out of toilet paper rolls, which is super dope because they are biodegradable and reusing things that would have gotten thrown away. Yeah, the only thing I'm a little concerned about with these is like not having proper humidity level, but we'll see. And yeah, anyways, that's all.